Hi everyone. Let's talk about practicing and how to practice. One of the hardest parts about becoming a good musician is practicing. It's not that much fun, it can be frustrating, and sometimes it can feel like a whole lot of work and not a lot of payoff. Usually that's because we're not practicing effectively. So let's talk about how to practice effectively. First thing is, you got to have your instrument in good playing shape. So make sure that your slide is clean and lubricated. Make sure that your horn is clean, mouthpiece clean, everything ready to go. So then I need a few other things. So I have some tools that are must-haves. There's about a handful of them. And these aren't recommendations. These are must-have tools for success. So the first two down here. First two is a metronome. So I have a handy little Seiko, has a knob on it, it's nothing fancy. You can find it on an app as well on your phone. I like my little Seiko. A tuner. You have to have a tuner. You have to have a tuner and a metronome. In particular for brass players, I like the ones with the clip. You can find one for free, an app. There are some apps that aren't very expensive that have both. Korg makes one. This is Boss. So you can find them at the music store or go online. But a tuner and a metronome. You have to have these. So I told there you'd be more. There'd be a handful. So what else do I have to have? Put those down and get the rest of them out. Well, this one's easy. A pencil with an eraser. Sharp pencil with an eraser. You got to be able to make notes on the music. The other tool is a must-have is a recording device. So I commonly use my phone, but I do have this little recorder. Is it the world's greatest digital recorder? No. It was 15 bucks. It's effective. It works. I keep it in my gig bag with my horn, so I always have it available to record myself. But you have to be able to record yourself to assess yourself. You'd be amazed at the things that you think you're doing right and you aren't. And to the flip side of that, you'll be amazed at the things that you don't think you're doing a very good job of, but you hear back and go, oh, I'm actually better at that than I thought. So there's two other things. A notebook, so you can write down goals, you can write down notes for yourself, and then I like having Post-its around. Post-its are really useful, so you can just jot down a quick note, slap it on the music, and then you can take it off later. So if you have a note and go, need to come back to measure 49, work on intonation on G, sharp second position, coming down to D in fourth position. Okay, write that down, stick it on there. That way when I come back to my next practice session, I pull that music, I look at it, it's staring me right in the face. So it's really, really useful. So those are the must-have tools. There are two other tools. One, gosh, it's like borderline must-have, and that's a good stand. So the wire stands, if that's all you have, then it's better than nothing. It's better than using a chair or something else. But you know, a metal stand, you can get some collapsible ones, portable ones. You can get just the regular sort of ones that you use in band class. It's a good investment, it really is, and it'll last a lifetime. So it's not the sort of thing that you have to keep replacing. So it's really, really worth the investment. The other thing that I think is really beneficial is a good practice mute. So, you know, for me, I live in an apartment. It means I have neighbors and they don't want to hear me practice at 10:30 at night. If I want to do long tones or something in the morning, they don't want to hear that at 8 in the morning. So I have to find a way that I can practice but not have the cops called on me. Your family, your roommates, people will appreciate having a practice mute, and you'll appreciate it because that means that you can pick up your horn and practice something at an inopportune time for the people you live with. So I'm going to demonstrate real quickly. I use the shh mute, that's the name of it. I think it's definitely worth the money. Again, if you take care of it, it'll last a very long time. I'm going to play it a nice mezzo forte. Okay. Put my practice mute in to demonstrate. Play with the same air. So you can hear the difference. Obviously, I'm not going to disrupt my neighbors with that. You can probably play in your room and not disrupt your parents or your roommates. So it's definitely worth the money having. And again, the shh mute is the one that I like. It blows very open, very free, doesn't change the air on the horn, and allows me to have fair flexibility. So I like how it responds. It doesn't change a whole lot. So these are tools that are going to be absolutely essential to your success in practicing. So that's the first part of how to practice, is having the right tools for the job. Next, we're going to talk about how to set goals for yourself, because you have to have goals every time you start a practice session. Otherwise, you're just kind of spinning your wheels, and that's a waste of time and effort. All right, so let's do some practicing together. I'm going to walk you through a session. So before I even start, I have a goal. Always have a goal before you start. Never just pick up the horn, walk up, pull out some music, and start playing and call it a practice session. Now, you can do that, but that's just called having fun. But if you're practicing, have a goal in mind. I would much rather that you have 15 minutes of goal-oriented, productive practicing than 2 hours of just buckshot approach to practicing. So always have a goal in mind. So my goal for this etude of the Core Brush book is going to be tonguing and accuracy in time. So it's a tongue slur type exercise, and then I want to make sure that I'm doing it in time. So how am I going to do that? Metronome. So the pattern is a 16th note pattern. So I'm going to make my 8th note here. So I'm going to do it a nice, easy pattern tempo to start with. So I have my metronome, got my tuner, got it hooked up so that way I can watch myself, and I got a pencil. I need to make notes. And I would normally be using a recording device, but I'm using my recording device to make this video. But I'll walk you through what I would do with the recording device after this. So here we go. Okay, so I've done my exercise. Now I'm going to go back and listen to it. Okay, so I went back and I listened to it. Was it the worst thing I've ever played? Nope. Was I really happy with it? Probably not. So, no point in having a problem if you're not going to have a solution. Let me repeat that. There is no point in having a problem if you're not going to have a solution. I'm not here for problems, I'm here for solutions. That's why I'm practicing. I want to get better. I don't want to feel badly about myself. I can do that without the horn. I want to have solutions. I want to get better. I want to be productive. So, what did I not like? I wasn't enthralled with my tone. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as consistent. There's a little bit of a in it. So, how am I going to address that? Air. So I'm going to make a note for myself. Air. And just write it right here on my music. Air. This is also going to help with my articulation. Now, my articulation, I was okay with it, but I might like it to be a little bit better, just a little more defined between one section and the next. So I'm going to go back and then I'm going to work that. Again, turn on my metronome. I'm going to have my recording device going. Here we go. Do that. So, did I like that better? I don't know. Let's go back and listen and find out. I did actually like that better. I felt that I had improved in my definition of the articulations, and I liked my tone consistency a little bit better. So, started off with a goal. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to assess how I did at it. Then I'm going to go back and refine that. So let me repeat that process. Start with a goal. That's number 1. Start with a goal. 2. Assess yourself. 3. Refine. Goal, assess, refine. That's the process.